Hey, welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be removing the emblem for my car. I think it's about time that I removed it. Very simple to do. What I'm going to be using today is some fishing line. Any of it will do, doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to be using Goo Gone, and I'm going to be using some cloth, heat gun, and Windex. And we'll go ahead and explain what product we need to use for what parts. Okay, first thing we want to do when we want to take the emblem off is make sure, you always want to make sure, the rule of thumb is that you have a clean surface to work with. So what we're going to do is use Windex, and Windex will work fine, it's not going to hurt your car. And just spray it. And use a cloth to wipe it clean. You want to make sure you have a wet surface, which is why I'm using Windex. You can use water, you can use whatever you want. You want to make sure you have a wet surface when you're taking the dust off or any particles off from your car. It's because if it's dry, it will be most likely that it will remove any paint, or it will damage the paint on your car. So it's always a good rule of thumb to make sure whenever you want to wipe your car that you have a wet surface. And use chemicals that doesn't hurt your car. Windex, water, any of those will do fine. Okay, once you feel like you have a pretty clean enough surface, you can go ahead and use your heat gun to apply some heat onto your emblem. Now you want to make sure you keep it on low, you don't want to do it too hot. And another good rule of thumb is not to stay at one spot, because if you stay at one spot, the paint can't come off pretty easily. Okay, so again, just turn it on low and just move around on the emblem. I'm going to focus on these two first and just work it around. Just keep moving, keep it moving. Don't stay at one spot. If you stay at one spot, your car will overheat, or I should say the trunk will overheat, and it can ruin your car. So you just keep doing it, and you always want to make sure, you want to see, like right here, okay, now my emblem's pretty much moving around a little bit. Just want to go ahead and do it a little bit more. Okay, and then once you feel like you have heated it up just enough, right, you can go ahead and wiggle it around, see if it moves around. And if it does, use your fishing line and just go behind the emblem like this. Move it around slowly, not too fast. Stuff takes time. Move it around, move it around, move it around. And then, man, simple as that. Emblem comes off. Another thing I want to mention is you always want to make sure to use at least a fishing line or dental floss or anything like that. You don't want to go ahead and pick at it with your fingers or any sharp object or with a screwdriver, just because, well, one, if you use a screwdriver, you can pretty much hurt the paint just from the screwdriver alone. If you use your finger or anything else, if you dig into it here, the other side will always dig into the paint. It's kind of obvious, kind of self-explanatory. But you don't want to go ahead and do that. You don't want to ruin your paint. This is pretty easy to do. It's very, very easy to buy. You have dental floss. You have something around in your house to use. So guys, just make sure you use this step. This is very important. Okay, so now this is pretty much hardened up again. No problem. We'll just go ahead and use the heat gun on it again. Doesn't take too long. And remove the emblem. And then we'll check to see if it's moving around. It is moving around a little bit. It's kind of hot. Kind of burned myself. I'm going to keep doing it a little bit longer. And then use my fishing line again. And just work gently. Work very gently. And bam, just like that. Second one comes off. And as you can see, there's no adhesive or anything pretty much stuck on this. It's all left on the car. And soon I'll go ahead and explain how to remove this. Alright guys, they're all taken off. Every single one of them are taken off. Okay, and now what we're left with is 323. I made a new car, guys. Okay, so now what we're left with is the adhesive that was on the emblem. Now, there are different types of ways to removing the adhesive off your car. And I do have to mention there are different types of trunks on different cars. So basically, for example, what I mean is that this BMW here, this trunk here is made out of pretty much metal, aluminum, or whatever you want it, whatever really. It makes it a little bit easier for me to remove these, just because if I were to apply heat on the metal, the whole metal will heat up. So it would be a lot easier for me if I were to grab some sort of plastic blade and I can easily take this off. Some cars are made out of plastic. So for example, like Toyotas, Hondas, they're made out of plastic. And if one would know, plastic does not heat up as metal does. So it doesn't really transfer heat onto the adhesive. So it makes it a lot harder to do. So I'm gonna go and show you guys the way a way to do it on both ways, for plastic and metal. We're gonna go ahead and use the glue gun to remove the adhesive. So, very simple. You just apply the glue gun onto the car. You don't want to do too much, but it's not gonna hurt your car, don't worry. And then just keep working at it, just keep picking at it. And you do have to have some patience on this, guys. Just keep applying. It'll take it off eventually. I'll apply some more. And keep working at it. Now again, if you have a metal trunk, it'll be a lot easier. All you have to do is heat it up and use some plastic, something with plastic to take it off. But I'm showing it this way just for those that can't do this process. Because like I mentioned before, plastic doesn't transfer heat like metal does. But as you can see, it's coming off. You just have to be patient. Okay guys, the first one is off. Took me a good about 3 to 4 minutes to take it off. Now that was the easiest one out of the 4. But again, like I said, it requires patience. You don't have to put much pressure, you don't have to put much effort into it, it will come off. Alright, now on to the next ones. Alright guys, it is completely off. It took about, I'd say a good half hour to take it all off, but it is totally worth the time. Makes the car look a lot better, in my opinion. It doesn't look that bad at all. And yeah, in my opinion, it looks great. And then if you want the car to look spotless, all you have to do is just wax it and buff it. Simple as that. Alright guys, take a look at the car. It looks great. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. Hopefully you wouldn't want to go ahead and do it to your car. If you did enjoy the video, please go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button. More videos to come, guys. Thank you very much. See you next time.